That's not always possible. Y'all didn't see that. What's going on, family? It's your boy Cowbunky here. Welcome back to another video. I know it has been a while since I made another vlog. A couple things have happened since the last vlog. Today is September 1st, and the layoff has happened. We are in day 2 of the unemployment period, unemployment era, whatever you want to call it. Thursday was my last day. Thursday the 29th was my last day, like, with the computer. I've already mailed stuff back, and I just wanted to talk about it. I want to talk about the aftermath, the fallout, and just some feelings I'm having now that it's, set in. But it's also 7:40 a.m. on a Sunday, so I'm hungry. So I'm going to talk about everything that's going on while I cook some food. So let's go. Now, I'm making an omelet again, but in my defense, it has been a while since I made an omelet, and I'm not gonna bore you guys with the mechanics because you guys have already seen me make one. That was my last non-DreamCon video about, what, a month ago? Yeah, a month ago. So we're not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cook in the background, but just talk about what's been going on. So, as I said in the opening, my layoff is official. I'm now fun employed, as I like to call it. I still will not name drop the company just in case I do end up getting a job back there, because you just never know. You don't want to burn any bridges. But what I will say is the process was not great. It definitely stunk. I didn't like how things shook out. So I don't know if I gave context in my last video, but to give some context, what is that? It's a piece of egg. To give some context, my higher up found out that I relocated out here to Greenville, and then like 2 days later, I cannot get it, whatever, it is what it is. 2 days later, I'm being laid off, at the end of August, which ended up happening, obviously. Now, that stunk for a few reasons, mostly because of the timing. Like, oh, why are you in a new state and then you're being laid off, Val? It stings, it doesn't feel right, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't feel right. You know how, like, y'all remember when the Super Bowl versus with the Chiefs and Eagles in it, and everybody hated the ending? That's how it felt. It just felt just terrible. Anyway, so that happened. Cool. So now I'm just working, doing a bunch of stuff. Counting down the days essentially. I did have an interview. I don't think I talked about that. No, I mentioned it, but I didn't talk about what happened afterwards. So I had an interview about earlier this month. Earlier last month. So I found out, so I had the interview in early August, right? And so the interview was essentially my last shot at really staying employed at that company, right? And so with the interview, I'm like, I can do this, interview. I've done interviews before plenty of times. I got this, right? And so I get there, and the questions weren't great. Now, I can repeat the questions because, I'm not going to say no names. I don't even remember who interviewed me. That's how long it's been. But the questions weren't great. Like, the first question was, how do you know when something's done, right? Now, you would think, oh, that's an easy slam dunk question. You got this, right? I thought the same thing. I really thought the same thing, right? So I go, oh, well, we have this checklist, so you go do da 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 da. It's real simple. I do that. I follow along. He goes, yeah, I know about that, but what do you do to make sure the work is done? And now I'm sitting there like, that is how I make sure the work is done. I'm not gonna say, oh, I review the checklist and then I do my own review because I think the checklist might be wrong. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I've already followed along with said checklist, then we're done. Duh. But, all right. So the next question was, name a time where you had to make a difficult decision. Now, I've heard this question several times in the past. I've usually answered it pretty well. I told them, the same story, the same story mostly, about just a difficult time I had with a supplier. That was it. They understood. And the last question, and y'all gonna get a kick out of this, right? Watch this. The last question was, because it was two people, so they went back and forth. So it was two people. I was asked 3 questions in total, right? So the last question was, how do you bond with your coworkers? Now, mind you, if you look at my resume, you will see that I have been with said company since 2020. And what happened in 2020? I'm going to give y'all a minute to think about that one. If you can't remember because you have a bad memory, it was COVID. It was COVID. Now, for context, I got my job and we was neck deep in COVID. At this point in time, the NHL was in a bubble. The NBA bubble hadn't really started yet. Oh no, it was about to start. The NFL season hadn't started yet. All that, all that good stuff, right? And so I got my job in August. So I actually just hit 4 years as I was getting laid off. Ain't that some shit? And so now that's the context. I've been remote the entire way through. From my first day to my last day, I was always remote. The only time I ever went into the office was to actually pick up my supplies, like the laptop, keyboard, monitor, all that shit, right? So that's a pretty dog shit question to ask. How do you say, because like when you're remote, I don't know if you ever work remote, but when you're remote, I'm dragging my feet with this. It's very difficult to stay in contact because number one, you don't see people a lot. Number two, a lot of people don't have their cameras on. I know I don't have my camera on. Hell no. I'm usually kicked back in a jersey like this, so I got a robe on or something. Hell no. I'm not about to just go on camera like that. It's not with my Funko Pops in the background. Hell no. Hell no. I have my Funko Pops, my gaming monitors. I'm like, hell no, y'all not about to see me watching somebody Twitch stream. And so that was just a very bad question to ask. It's like, nope, like, ew, I don't want to stay connected with them. So I lied, right? I said, oh, well, we had a meeting during the Super Bowl season and we were just talking about who would win between the Chiefs and the 49ers. No, that didn't happen, but I needed something. I couldn't just say, oh, well, we're disconnected mostly because we're remote. Like, that's not a good answer. That's not a good answer. There go the sausage. That's cut up. And we are done. Okay, cool. It's been a while since I did this, so bear with me. I know I'm moving kind of slow. But on top of that happened, right? So answer the questions. I asked some of my own towards the end. I forgot. It doesn't matter what I asked because I didn't get the job anyway. Let me get the butter open. All right. There we go. Got the butter open. Gotta put this in the microwave. All right. Set that for 30 in a bit. So we're doing sausage with, not sausage, we're doing an omelet with, obviously egg, but with sausage, spinach, and cheese like usual. So I'm about to go over here, so I'm gonna move y'all right quick. Now, post-interview, right? So post-interview happens, and they tell me, oh, we'll get back to you next week, right? So the interview happened on Thursday, so you would think, okay, next Thursday, they'll let me know, right? So a week goes by, and nothing really happened. Just doing the butter now. The week goes by, nothing really happens. Don't really hear much. Thursday hits, comes and goes, and I never hear from them. Now, mind you, they said, oh, we'll hit you up next Thursday. Never did. So another Thursday goes by, still nothing. At this point, I'm like, why bother? Why bother? You know, it's just, they said it, and they couldn't even do it. So I was like, whatever, right? So finally, I checked the careers page, right? And it went from interview to no longer considered for the job, which I've seen that quite a bunch over the years, because I've had multiple interviews internally for different roles and whatnot. So that always stinks to hear. You know, it's never a good feeling. It's never a good feeling to see that. And that kind of stunk, you know? That kind of stunk. They didn't even tell your boy, hey man, you ain't get it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even tell me that. And then that shit is fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is fucked up. It is an ego killer, I won't lie. It's definitely not ideal at all, especially in your last weeks of employment. That's not good. Like, ideally, you're supposed to have another job lined up, but that's not always possible. Ah! Y'all didn't see that. It's not always possible to do. It is not always a surefire guaranteed thing. So I know I sound very, relaxed and chill about it, and I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I'm not totally surprised. I don't like the circumstances, but I kind of felt it was coming because of what was going on. So we were on the cusp of losing not one, but two. We only lost one at the time. And if we lost the second one, I'm like, yeah, somebody's getting clapped. And that somebody is probably me. and I was right for the most part. Didn't want to be, but I was right. So what happens next? I don't think that's normal. Okay. I almost don't like how that sounds. You know what? I don't like how that sounds. I don't like how that sounds. It's making a super singy. Well, it's already warm too. It's only been 10 seconds. That's fine. I didn't like how. I just didn't like how it all played out. But like I was saying, I do have support. My dad's been helping me. My dad works in this industry as well. We have some family friends who also work in the industry, so I'm not totally by myself. I'm not totally on an island. I am physically, because I'm in a state by myself. But emotionally, and trying to find new stuff, I'm not by myself, and that's the most important part. Is that I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this whole thing solo. That keeps me going, because I know that I'm gonna find my way through this dark period, but I'm gonna figure it out. But on the bright side, it did give me some very, very rare downtime. I made the decision to take a few weeks off. So 2 weeks. I'm gonna take 2 weeks off. Why? Because when I was gainfully employed, I never took time off. I only took time off on 3 occasions. My birthday, WrestleMania weekend, DreamCon weekend. So being that it is September now, in 20 days, I would have took the day off. And so, now I don't know if I have a job by then, but I got the day off. But I'm still keeping my head up and whatnot. I'm not panic jack like I probably should, but like I said, I do have people in my corner, and that's the most important thing to me, is having those people in my corner. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, because I have been rambling, and this is all one take, by the way. This is all one take for the most part. So I'm just kind of free flowing it. None of this is scripted or anything like that. I'm just really being myself right now. This is as open, as vulnerable as I've probably been in a while on camera, so to speak. But back to the free time that I mentioned, I definitely want to lean back into making more videos. So this probably won't be the only one that you guys see, coming soon. I don't know what else I'm gonna do per se, but now that I have this free time, I have more time to exercise my brain and get some ideas out. So we'll see. I don't know what that looks like yet per se. Definitely want to stream more. That I know for sure I want to do is do more streams. So I've already kind of sort of started. Streaming again. I'm getting my ass beat playing Black Myth Wukong. But yeah, but I'm good all around. I'm good. I'm still happy. I can still go to, wake up and go to sleep. I do know that there is some depression that comes along with, there is some depression that comes along with being unemployed. My therapist, because we actually met my last day, because we always meet on Thursdays. And she goes, yeah, just expect to have some emotions. It's not gonna hit immediately, but it will over time. So like tomorrow's Monday, so it probably will. It probably will. There we go. It probably will hit. And, it's okay. Your boy's ready. I've had a lot of time to prepare and just think about things and put things into perspective. So, we're good. We're good over here. We are good. You know what else is good? This omelet. Y'all see my body? Stop playing with me. Y'all see me? Stop playing. Come on now. Act like you've been here before. Now, breakfast is made. I got omelet and 2 Walmart cinnamon rolls because I didn't feel like making any. Bel Air is not gonna watch itself. I'm on episode 7 out of 8. I know the season's almost over. It's been a good season. But this omelet and these cinnamon rolls and this lemon cucumber water is not gonna eat and drink itself, and Bel Air is not gonna watch itself. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Now that I have more time, there will be more vlogs coming out. I don't know about daily, probably not, but I'll try to drop, a couple things the next couple weeks, and then we'll just go from there. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.